So good morning, everybody.
Morning, John.
I just want to say I'm honored and excited to be serving as vice president of the Builders League this year. Last week, as Rick said in our action committee, I brought up basically this entire topic, unbeknownst to me that this was going to kind of be what the story was today. I was in my car and listening to the radio, and a announcement came on the radio. New Jersey, the #1 state in the nation for people exiting the state. Now, this wasn't new news to me. I've known this for 8, 10, 12 years. But for some reason, that day it really bothered me. And I'm thinking to myself, how could we as a state, a little state, the 5th smallest state in the country, lead the nation in people wanting to leave? Okay? And I agree with Carol Ann. Keita did a good job kind of trying to put a positive spin on our situation. But the bottom line is, housing touches every one of us. Not just us as builders, not just us as engineers, whether you're a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, no matter what. Everybody owns a house or wants to. And whether it's a new house or a resale, it affects everybody. And if you could come up real quick, Keita. The one slide, Keita was nice enough to share this with me, so I had a advanced look at it. But if you go to the slide with the resale price, sales prices, I'll let him get up to that. But I had him also do a couple other slides for me. So if everybody could just bear with us for a second. Okay. As I see it, we have a systemic structural problem in South Jersey. We're not a suburb of Manhattan where values are extremely high and people can come over to New Jersey and still seem affordable. Here, we're suburbs of Philadelphia. And people have a choice in Philadelphia. They can go west or they can come east to New Jersey. They used to come east to New Jersey, but they're going west, I think. If this were a graph of a stock in your 401k, would you buy more? Would you hold it? Or would you sell it? That's the decision that every buyer is making that's considering the state of New Jersey. Okay? And I looked up some stuff really quick. So Rick sent me this news article from a paper up in North Jersey. The heading is, New Jersey property taxes have doubled in 20 years. The median tax rate in New Jersey for a single-family home is $8,350 annually. In PA, it's $3,765. In New York, it's $4,125. In Delaware, it's $1,050. We talk about the millennials. The first thing they do is go online and do research. It's the first thing they do. These are the headlines they're seeing. Do you think they're coming to New Jersey to buy houses when they do decide to buy a house? We need to think hard about this. And the problem is, here in South Jersey, fortunately we have the BLSJ. We have a voice. The problem is, nobody's hearing us because we're not saying anything. Kicking the can down the road isn't going to work anymore. If we're going to have a sustainable industry here in South Jersey, we need to address these kinds of things. Here's another thing that stood out to me. In the height of the market, we built 39,000 houses, or singles, towns, whatever. 39,000 units at the height of the market. Last year, we built 25,000. That's 14,000 less units. It's a lot less work for engineers, lawyers, builders, contractors. Very important. What slides did you put? Because I don't want to. For every $100 a month in monthly debt service, that's equivalent to $20,000 in mortgage that somebody can afford. Every $100 is equivalent to $20,000 in a mortgage. So all of these ancillary taxes that we get taxed on, that all erodes the amount of disposable income that a home buyer has. So for every $100 that somebody incurs in a monthly basis, they can afford $20,000 less in a mortgage. That directly correlates to what our sales prices are. Most of the buyers that I deal with, the first thing they say to me is, I can't afford it. I can tell you that people aren't leaving the state because they don't want to live here. They're leaving the state because, number one, it doesn't make sense. Number two, they do their homework. And number three, they can't do it anymore. I hear all the time, I'm sure everybody out here, you know, I'd love to stay here. My parents need to watch my children so I can go to work, but I can't afford to own a house here. So many seniors tell me, I'd love to stay here. My children are here, my grandchildren are here, but I can't afford to live here anymore. This is why people are leaving. Has nothing to do with who's in office or whatever. It has to do with the fact that, like Keita said, we have an affordability issue. And the sweet spot that he showed us is $200,000 to $300,000. How many of us could really afford to deliver a house in the state of New Jersey with all of the fees? And I spend $20,000 before I even put a shovel in the ground to build a house, between connection fees, permits. Right, Jason? So, I mean, you know, the other thing we have is, in 2000, there were probably 10 national builders here. Beazer, Pulte, Ryland. Ryan is still here, thank God. You know, I won't name them all. Today we have 2 or 3. The reason is, I was fortunate enough to work in corporate America with 2 national builders in my career. And I can tell you right now, wherever their home office is, there's guys that do nothing all day but figure out where the best place to invest their money is. And the reason they've left is because it's too expensive to do business here and it's too damn hard. So as a small builder, it's kind of bittersweet. There's more for us. But by the same token, I'd rather be building 14,000 more units a year for everyone. So, like Rick said in our meeting, I said to everybody there, I said, listen, we either need a coalition, we need a, you know, some sort of plan. And what we're going to do is we're going to send out emails to everybody because we want to put committees together to brainstorm about how to fix South Jersey. Okay? Because as far as I know, the best rule in real estate is location, location, location. And New Jersey hasn't moved as far as I know. Right? You can be 50 minutes to a beach, 90 minutes to DC, an hour to Manhattan, 15 minutes to the airport. None of these things have changed. It's still an ideal place to live. In fact, when I was driving in my car after I heard this, I remember Tom Kane in the 80s. He used to do commercials. Maybe some of you remember, and I'm dating myself now.
He's looking at me.
Only because you're in the government. But Tom Kane's commercial used to be, he'd be walking on the beach in Jersey, he'd have a basket of Jersey tomatoes, and at the end of the commercial, he'd say, New Jersey and you, perfect together. What would our slogan be today? New Jersey and you, get out. Right? That's all I have to say. All I ask is that if we reach out to you in some way, that you'll help us, that you'll participate, because it benefits all of us. And we're really fortunate to have Carol Ann and the folks at NJBA who really do go to battle all the time for us. If we think it's expensive to build here now, if they weren't here, I don't know what would happen. So, but now we need to be a voice for ourselves here in South Jersey. There's too many opportunities, there's too many positives here to let it go to waste. And I'm, 3 to 5 years from now, if we don't do something, I don't know where we'll be. That number can't go from 1,000 to 300. Dylan, how many units did you guys deliver last year?
360.
One builder, 360 units out of 1,000. If they weren't here, what would that number be? That's my concern. That's what I intend to focus on for the next year or so. And I hope everybody else will jump in the boat with me. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.